Welcome back. The dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same podcast that you laughed about. Mr. NSFW, where have you been? Mr. NSFW, did you die? Mr. NSFW, why have you left us wanting more? I'm here to tell you that your wait is over. That's right. Your favorite not suitable for work host is back on your favorite wrestling shit talking podcast. And it feels good to be back. It also feels good to feel good. Because I'll be honest, there was a point when I was starting to feel a little down. I was down about the way the world was going wrestling-wise. I was down about the way everything was going podcasting-wise. Plus work. Plus a surprise reunion of a jam band that I was in a few years ago. All of these things sort of melded together to make a perfect amalgamation of laziness. And Mr. NSFW didn't want to do a fucking thing, folks. Not a thing. Just watching stuff. Been watching a lot of New Japan, let me tell you. Been trying to catch up on as much of the G1 as I can, and man, it's some good wrestling, folks. Seriously, if you haven't watched anything New Japan Pro Wrestling, you have to. I mean, they have a service. They do. I believe it's NJPW World, and it's 999 yen. Roughly translates to about $9, maybe 10, give or take. And I would assume it's worth it. The only reason I haven't gone with it yet is because I have too many subscription bill things to pay already, and I just can't do it. So I'm a bad boy, and I find other methods of watching it. But let me tell you, regardless of how you do it, and god damn it, they got some good wrestling. They put importance on belts, importance on wins. Wins and losses matter. Yes, you can still look great in defeat, but in the end, the winner is still the winner. And that to me is important. That to me should be important. That to you should be important. If you're just going to shrug it off and be like, it's alright, there's not a problem with it. I mean, because he looks strong anyways, even though he was getting his ass kicked, he looks strong. Why am I all of a sudden doing a weird sort of... I busted into the American dream, baby, and let me tell you a thing or two about... I'm not going to get into hard times. I'm just going to tell you a thing or two about what's missing in the WWE right now, if you will. Aside from me, baby, they're addicted to the 50-50 booking. They're addicted to the idea that wins and losses don't matter. Unless you're Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns gotta look strong. He can lose, but goddammit, he's not gonna lose. He's gotta win. I mean, we saw this. He lost to Braun Strowman in an ambulance match, and then he committed vehicular manslaughter. But that's fine, because he's still Roman Reigns. So a quick rundown of Battleground, which happened not this weekend, but last weekend. It has to be quick. Not because I'm not feeling up to the task of reviewing a pay-per-view, but because there's nothing to fucking review. It was D+, maybe C- at best. Pre-show with Ty Dillinger and Aiden English, I actually enjoyed this because these two worked really, really well together. The problem is, Aiden English went over. And while I understand it because we're starting to promote Aiden English's bad side, the fact that he's a rough dude, and the fact that, he's got a mean streak about him and everything, I gets it. What the fuck are we going to do with the Perfect 10? What do we do with Ty Dillinger? The tag match to start the night off between the New Day and the Usos. So good. So good. It was a fantastic match. There were a couple of spots where I was like, oh my god. Like a flying super kick while Xavier Woods is coming off of the middle rope with an elbow drop, and he looked like he got murdered. It was so good. These guys are definitely one of that fight forever tag teams. Like, I'm okay with them continuing to wrestle each other as long as they can keep coming up with fairly decent spots and they don't keep repeating the same, 5. Shinsuke Nakamura takes on Baron Corbin. And a lot of people were upset about the fact that this was a DQ finish, but I'll be honest, I was okay with it because Baron's got the briefcase. Oh my God, he said it! Probably should have beeped it. He's got the briefcase, so he can afford to eat a few losses. He absolutely can. Because as long as he's got that briefcase / contract, he's able to cash in and get himself a title shot. So losses don't necessarily matter, even though they do matter. I know that's kind of hypocritical considering what I was just saying. Bear with me here. He can afford the loss, so I would have liked to have seen him take the pin. But instead, blew out Shinsuke's balls. And, I mean, it was good. The match was, I mean, there was some good striking and everything. It was a little sloppy on Shinsuke's part, but I think that's because this is me being a total mark. I mean, I'm wearing a shirt right now. I know they're trying to, I feel like he's trying to work his strong style in without going overboard with it, and as he's trying to work it in, he's starting to get a little sloppy with how much he's connecting. But, I mean, I don't know. Time will tell, because as it is, it looks like we're building towards a Shinsuke versus AJ match, and, I mean, I'm excited because these two put on a man. Yeah, they put on a man. They put on a magnificent match at Wrestle Kingdom 10. Or was it 11? One of the Wrestle Kingdoms. It was still good. Pretty sure it was 10. So I'm excited to see them come to a WWE ring and do it. However, I don't want them to jump the gun. I would very much like them to actually build this up. Make this a huge thing so that when it comes time for them to show down, or to have the showdown at WrestleMania, it's big. And yes, at WrestleMania. It's gotta be. It's gotta be a show stealer. Some have said for the title, that would be fine, but even not without it being for the title, I'm okay. It needs to be huge. Because it should be life-changing. It just should be. No guarantee it's going to be, but it should be. Anyway, so Nakamura wins after he gets his balls kicked in, and then he eats an end of days at the end of the match, like after the match has been thrown out. Got a women's 5-way, and kudos to this with Becky, Tamina, Natalya, Lana, and Charlotte. Becky actually got 2 eliminations. She eliminated 2 people. She eliminated Tamina and Lana. Naomi was on commentary for this, and I was a little upset because she's kind of dull. I mean, she's dull anyways. I'm sorry, but I don't feel there's anything special about my glow is always on. I'm going to show you the glow. You're going to feel the glow. I'm going to give you the glow, the glow, the glow, the glow, the glow. This is not The Last Dragon, folks. She ain't no Bruce Leroy, and she ain't no Sho'nuff. Sho'nuff. Anyways, I gotta say I'm a little upset because the Lana experiment started good. I was okay with it, and then they somehow decided they were just gonna go with it and throw it out. Now she looks incompetent. She looks undertrained. She looks like she was thrown in the ring far too early. I mean, she looked a little messy on her first match with Naomi, but she didn't look so bad that I was like, oh my God, get her out now. She needs to go back to NXT. But she's just looking more and more like she needs that, and I don't get it. I also don't get her combination with Tamina because it just looks like she's weighing Tamina down, and if that's to build up some silly feud between the two of them, who the fuck cares? I know I don't. This match is actually one of the matches that brought the grade up from the D+ to the C- realm, only for sheer surprise factor because Natalya won. That to me is a huge surprise because I, honest to God, thought Charlotte had it. She had it. She seems to be the top one. Now, this to me is, what are we going to do with this? Is this a one and done? Is Natalya going to get a rub here or get a push here? What exactly is the scenario? I'm thinking Natalya might be getting ready to retire, hang it up and go hang out with her husband, although her husband is still with the company, just, not a wrestler. So she may work with, training and stuff like that and just get off of the road and get off of the touring and get off of the actual in-ring stuff. So with that, she may be looking for one big match, or what to close it out. But, I mean, obviously, we shall see. U.S. title match between Kevin Owens and AJ Styles. That ending was fucked up. A roll-up out of the calf crusher, which leads its way into a pin where the ref should have known that Styles' shoulder was up, and I don't even know. Like, there's a lot of rumors that it was a botched finish. It was not actually supposed to go that way, and that Owens was not supposed to win the title, which, spoiler alert, he did. But I don't know. And this, to me, wasn't even their best match. I've seen these two have much better matches than this. I don't know if it was just the whole night was just a bunch of just who cares, just blow-offs or what. I don't know. Then we have the flag match between Rusev and Cena. And this whole premise is silly as fuck. We got a flag on one corner, we got a flag on the other corner. We climb to the top rope, we grab the flag out of the holder, and then we walk it up the ramp and stick it on its pedestal up at the other end. Why would you not just, when you have your opponent down, go grab his flag and huck it out in the crowd? Or the pedestal. Take the pedestal and throw it out in the crowd. Do any damn thing you can to make sure that they can't get their flag, and then who cares? Or as soon as you grab your flag, run. I mean, I know you gotta suspend disbelief. It's the same thing with the wife's problem with the people climbing the ladder and I almost got it. No, you've only climbed up 2 rungs. You do not almost got it. This to me is on par with that. I can suspend disbelief in a ladder match, though, because ladder matches have fantastic spots and really cool shit that happens in them. I cannot suspend disbelief in this because this, to me, is stupid and completely unnecessary. And obviously, Cena won. Really? Was it really that surprising? I mean, we're in Philadelphia, and it's John goddamn Cena. And did I mention the fact that we're in July? We are in the most patriotic of patriotic patriots. You cannot have John Cena lose in this scenario. So naturally, we knew he was gonna bury Rusev. I mean, Rusev got in a few pops, and it wasn't a terrible match. It bored me because, like, the ending was not going to surprise me. And I'm not necessarily upset about that, but I'm a little upset about that. I would have liked it to have surprised me, but it's okay that I don't know. I can't say that it's okay that it didn't surprise me, because I would have liked it. It would have probably saved the show had it not been a predictable ending. We get a fashion X-Files with Breezango, and it's all black and white and creepy, and they're still trying to figure out what happened to their office. Like, at this point, just let it go. Your office was beat up at one point. Deal with it. It's okay. But no, they're still trying to figure out who trashed their office, and they're hot on the case and everything. And out comes the Ascension. We get a good Billie Holiday callback. I mean, it was a funny segment. The only thing that bothered me is this was another thing where we were almost promised that we were going to see something. We were going to find out who did it. And because we didn't find out who done it, it left me kind of saying, you better explain who done it soon, because I'm on the cusp of just not giving a shit. Your segments are funny, but that's not enough. I like stand-up comedies. I like funny shows. I like funny animes. I like a lot of stuff that's funny. I don't need to see super silly stuff all the time on my wrestling. Breezango is not reinventing the hilarious wheel in this case. Their segments are good, and I appreciate that. And it is a highlight for SmackDown, which is probably sad. But I'm glad that it's there. But as I said, I'm very close to not giving a damn. You get Maria and Mike Kanellis versus Sami Zayn. I love the Kanellis. I love that whole shtick. The power of love, and that intro is golden because it's just so ridiculous. But it's thoroughly enjoyable. And what also makes everything enjoyable is just that, I'll be honest, I like the PDA shtick. Like, I like the fact that they do that, because to me, it's one of those, I'm going to stop in the middle of my match to lean over and blow my wife a kiss. I'm going to take my eyes off of the prize, and people are going to get annoyed with it. And that, to me, is awesome. That's great heat. Could it wear thin fairly quick? Yes. There is definitely a chance for it to wear very thin and kind of ruin things. But for now, I like it. These people are guilty of the 50-50 booking, though, because Kanellis won their first match, but then lost this one with a haluva kick, took a haluva kick, which is great. And I can't hate on Kanellis getting buried. Not buried, that's bad. Kanellis doing the job because Sami Zayn needs wins. The bastard needs wins. He needs to look better, because right now it's not working. He cannot call himself the underdog from the underground if he's not going to come out with some underdog wins. If he's going to continue to lose, it's just... Now we get to the Punjabi prison match, which for real, why did we think we needed to bring this back? I mean, I know why, because it's got Punjabi in the name. We appreciate your culture. I'm not going to go into a full tirade about this, but I am going to say one thing that I'm definitely upset about. The goddamn champion came out first. You're making your world title look like a fucking joke. I mean, Mahal looks intelligent and crafty, which is great for a heel, but I do have to say, sometimes I want my heel champion to actually win. Like, I would like to see him legitimately hurt people to get to where he's going. I'm okay with there being the occasional run-in and everything, but not necessarily bringing out the Great Khali. I mean, why? Again, this surprise, not pleasant, but this surprise, because it surprised me, did bring the letter grade up a tiny bit. Just because, again, total surprise. The only thing that wasn't surprising is he's the obvious option, but I can just tell you there was no way in hell I ever thought that they'd dig him up just to bring him back and to have him interfere in this match. And also, at the end of it, after he got Mahal the victory and everything, he's standing there with Mahal, and they're like slapping the belt, and they're like, yeah, congratulations, let's celebrate, let's have fun, yeah, it is great. Yeah, Khali keeps swiping the belt and holding it up, like, oh, I won this. No. You didn't win it, and you do not get to just act like you won it. Get your hands off of it. It's not a toy, even though WWE likes to make it out to be a goddamn toy. It's not a fucking toy. And likewise, why are you holding on to it? You didn't win the match. You wouldn't have even made it into the match. So, I don't know. Overall, the event was just dull. Couple of good matches, but a lot of the matches that could have been Dynamite were just not that good. And I'm honestly thinking this didn't actually occur to me until further down the road. That was the premiere of Game of Thrones. I'm almost willing to bet that WWE knew this could not compete, so they went right ahead and just said, just phone it in, folks. Just do what you can to sell the event, but don't kill yourselves over it, because it's not worth it. Not that I'm happy about it if that is the case, but if that is the case, I guess it's at least there's a good excuse. Now, I think I'm going to break into a little bit of, like, the future, what I see happening, and, oh, and by the way, this week's NXT was good, because I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Heel Atami is the business. The idea that there's a potential of him moving back to Japan and stopping this whole thing because just because, I get it for the family, and I respect that. But I don't want to see it happen, because Hideo Itami has just as much right to be here doing it as anybody does. Any other person, not even just like people from Japan that have come over to do work. There's no reason for him not to. The way I see it is, I mean, yes, Asuka's whole thing is special, especially in the women's division, but there's no reason why nobody else can do that. I don't get why it is, like, it's the call-up disease. The call-up is essentially taking everything that's good about a person and just cutting it all off and throwing it in the garbage. And then shipping the garbage back down to NXT so that way they can pick it up and they can turn it into something good for somebody else. I mean, I know the call-up is the important thing because it's the money. It's when you get the big contract, it's when you make the big bucks and everything like that, and I totally get that. But it almost feels like a fucking demotion to me at some points. Like, all these NXT guys get called up and nothing happens. I mean, look what happened to fucking Austin Aries. Got called up, was there for, 5 months, and then... gonzo. I mean, you need to think about what you're doing when you have, like, we got Drew McIntyre back in NXT and he has exploded. He went off to other companies, made a huge name for himself, and he comes back bigger and better than ever. That is a sign. Cody Rhodes, he's the ROH champion. He has done fantastic work over in New Japan. All of these people have left or been fired, and they start making a name for themselves doing other things in other companies, and then they come back better than ever. I think frickin' WWE needs to realize that they are not just straight to shit. They sometimes are just straight shit. They need to give people the benefit of maybe being able to do stuff, like work a little bit harder, show a little bit more of what they can do. They need to stop sandbagging idiots with bad gimmicks and being like, if you can get this terrible gimmick over, then you're good. No. Give them a decent gimmick. If they botch a decent gimmick, then by all means, throw them out on their ass. Because if you ruin a bad gimmick, that's on you. Or if you ruin a good gimmick, sorry. However, if you're given a bad gimmick and you try to get it over and it doesn't get over because the crowd knows it's a goddamn terrible gimmick, you have nobody to blame. Nobody. But you're going to blame the person who couldn't get the terrible gimmick over. Which makes no sense. No sense. Like in the case with Neville. Neville is a prime example of this. He came in and, Vinnie Mac and Bucktooth Wonder there were like, listen to me, Dunn. This is going to be a fantastic idea. I think, since they call him the man that gravity forgot. Do you know what that sounds like? That sounds like a superhero. I didn't hear you say yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That does sound like a superhero, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. I'm glad we're in agreement. So let's give him a cape, and we'll make him come out and he'll be a superhero. We'll make his entrance like a comic book. It'll be fantastic. Do you remember the Hurricane? He was amazing. He got over. And then later we can give this guy a sidekick. The sidekick can be 3 times his size, and we can call him something that is a clever way to say a swear word on television. But not really, because this is PG. Damn it, Dunn! Will you acknowledge me?
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, it's good idea, sir. Yes, I absolutely, I gotta tell you this. Vince scaring me. You scaring me, Vince. Vince, calm down. Calm down, Vince. It's okay. Anything you say. Anything you say, Buzz. Anything you say.
That's a good Dunn. Ugh. Couple of fucking zilches. When those two are gone, this company's gonna fucking blow up. Blow up, I tells you. I know Triple H has made a lot of mistakes in the past, but I'm sorry, you watch NXT and you tell me that his booking decisions are bad. You tell me that there is I'm sorry, I need proof that him taking over is not a good idea. I mean, yes, him and Stephanie are both very guilty of the whole, like, the authority gets to come out first, but that's not going to die anytime soon. The thing that got the company over the most was the authority versus the anti-authority. It's when Austin was against the authority. That's when it was, when wrestling was the biggest it has ever been and probably will ever be. And the only way you're going to get to that point, again, is by having the authority be the authority. So they have to be there, despite the fact that it's kind of annoying to have them there week after week after week after week after week. But aside from him and Stephanie being guilty of doing that, they have had some fantastic... I cannot name a bad NXT takeover. Not a one. They've all been fantastic. And then what happens? I'm wondering if this is something where Vince McMahon is like, oh yeah, you think that these guys are great and they're over? Well, I'll show you. Let's get them on TV and we'll find out. So Triple H, so Vinnie Mac takes Triple H's, Golden Boys, brings them up, ruins them, and then laughs all the way to the bank, while simultaneously being like, see this guy? Yeah. That Roman Reigns, he's a big deal. That Braun Strowman, he's a big deal. That Brock Lesnar, he's a big deal. We're going to ignore Samoa Joe. I mean, you did, all right. You did okay. I guess Samoa Joe is a good thing to come out of NXT, so, bravo for that. But I mean, come on, he's not Roman Reigns. He's not Roman Reigns. He's not Braun Strowman. He's not a guy that's built like a fucking animal. He's just a big fat guy. I'm sorry, I probably should have done that whole rant in the McMahon, but the McMahon kind of hurts me. It hurts my voice a little bit, and honestly, it hurts my soul. Unless I have to say, "You're fired," because that's a different story. Everybody likes that one. Speaking of these guys, these monsters, we are going to have a fatal four-way for the title at SummerSlam with Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, and Brock Lesnar. And holy shit, like just the amount of star power and just physical presence in that ring for that match, that alone should sell SummerSlam. But I'm okay with them adding more. Pat it on even more, please. Just don't go crazy with the multi-man matches, or multi-person, I should say, because I have a bad feeling they're going to go with a female triple threat for the Raw tag team, Jesus. For the Raw women's title. Because right now it's Alexa Bliss versus Bayley, but I have a feeling it's going to end up including Sasha Banks. And it might even bring in Nia Jax, and unfortunately that's a problem. Because that's a fatal four-way that doesn't need to happen, and it's going to be too much. But we'll see. We'll see how they build it. It was a little surprising to see that throwing Bayley back into the mix, especially because that has a chance of seeming like 50-50 booking. But I'm okay with it because I don't like the binky, the nightlight, the baby blanket, cuddly poo that is Bayley's shtick, but I like Bayley. She's a good person, she's a phenomenal athlete, and she's a good thing to happen to the division. The gimmick is a little meh, but I can get over a meh gimmick if your in-ring ability is great, versus having a fantastic gimmick and having no in-ring anything. Of course, that was more of a WCW thing with characters like Mortis and Glacier. And yes, I know Glacier was supposed to be a ripoff of Sub-Zero. I get that, but that fucking entrance is amazing. But in the ring, he was crap. And Mortis was supposed to be a counter to that, and his entrance was great. But in ring, he was actually really good. Just very underappreciated, and nobody's going to give a damn, because Chris Kanyon was amazing. Apparently the first admitted homosexual wrestler, like the first one to have ever actually genuinely come out about it. Apparently. That's what he said. I don't know if he can actually claim that, call into that. He also, he tried to say that there was a lot of actual moves and stuff that he came up with as well. All I know is I remember him being in Raven's flock, and him and Raven took, I think it was Villano 4 or 5, just a couple of masked guys in a match, and they were giving him a powerbomb neckbreaker combo. Oh wait, no, Canyon with, yeah, it was Raven. Jesus, I'm all over the place here. Powerbomb neckbreaker combo, and it legitimately worked the way it legitimately should work. It was a neckbreaker. It broke Villano's neck. I shouldn't laugh at that. That's not that. I'm going to hell. Anyways, Jesus, where did I go? Anyways, super excited about, I'm looking forward to SummerSlam. Biggest party of the summer, and hopefully no more of this dreck. Though with rumors on the horizon that Brock may, I'm saying may because there's a lot of saying no as well, but there's a lot of saying may. Brock Lesnar may be finding a way to jump back into UFC, which means if he's going, he's dropping that damn belt. Now the question is, to who? Does Vinnie Mac and do they get their way and put the strap on Reigns and another big thing so that the crowd can just let loose? Because the problem is, you boo him, and that's great because you're voicing your negativity. The problem is, McMahon doesn't see that as a problem. What he does see as a problem is shitty merch sales, which is apparently becoming a thing. Reigns' shit isn't selling as much as it used to. Because he's old news, old man. He's not doing anything new. It's the same 4 goddamn moves. It's the same fist pump. It's the same punching the ground. It's the same stupid speeches. It's the same everything. Like, let's come out with a shirt that has a Superman punch on it, because that's all he fucking does. I mean, look, Shinsuke's shit might not be pretty, but the guy does more than 2 goddamn moves. I mean, yeah, it's a bunch of kicks, so I understand that. He's kind of redundant. All he does is bunch of fucking kicks, dude. Excuse me, internet nerd. Who the hell let you on my podcast? I'm talking to myself. Oh my god. It's important to be self-aware, ladies and gentlemen. Do we give it to Strowman? Because Strowman is a mutant. He is gigantic. He's also a fucking idiot. I mean, I'm sure he's not actually an idiot. I'm sure he's probably genuinely a decent guy. I would be willing to bet that he's not actually stupid. They're billing him as he's an ogre. Which I guess if that works, that works. But for fuck's sake. He can't be anything better than that? Like, nothing at all? He has to just be the roar and the... There was a character on Ren and Stimpy where they got themselves a son. Remember that big fat guy with the big bald head and the bulbousy eyes and everything? I forget his name right now, but he was their adopted son. They took him out on a little picnic. And while they were out on this picnic, Ren asks him what he would like to eat. His response, meat! Okay. And what do you want on your meat? Meat! Okay. And, what kind of bread do you want? Meat! You want a meat on meat sandwich, huh? And then, what would you like to have to drink with your meat? Meat! If you can't see where I'm going with this, that's Strowman. And I don't understand how we think that that's okay to sell over. Put over as the next big thing. I mean, he looks like a star, but looks are not everything, nor should they be everything. You need to have talking ability too, and when your talking ability is then he needs... I'll tell you right now, I'm slightly afraid, because Paulie has done this before, that the current big thing takes on the next big thing, and the next big thing beats him because Paulie turns his back on him. He's done it before. He might do it now. And out of all 3 of the other guys in the ring with him, the only guy who could genuinely really use it / benefit from it is Strowman. Roman is not a great talker, but he can talk. He can kind of carry himself, and he doesn't really seem like... He's built himself up too much to be a lone, the lone big dog thing. He's done an alright job selling that part. So that part of the character is fine. He just needs some fucking moves, and he needs to do shit more than just give that fucking smug mug and throw fucking fake punches in the air. It's obnoxious. It's not even fucking effective in MMA. Why the fuck would you think it would be effective in a wrestling ring, you fucking chode? But obviously, going back to this, Joe don't need him because... Joe doesn't need Paulie because Joe is... He's the total package. He may not necessarily have the look because, yes, he's a little flabby. Oh my goodness, no, not that. He's legit. And he has been built to be legit by taking on Brock Lesnar. He's beaten him within an inch of his life, and then he got buried. It's just the bitter factor of there's a time and a place for, if we're going to start promoting, pushing the finisher as finishers are important, then for fuck's sake, start pushing it that way. When you hit a finisher, the match is over. It can't be every person that wrestles Brock Lesnar kicks out of 1, if not 17 F5s, and then finally succumbs after 800 over-the-shoulder tosses and 10 goddamn F5s, plus a bunch of cheap elbows. If that's the case, then why the person who put the most hurt on Lesnar, the person who scared him, who choked him to the point where he thought he was actually going to lose, why take that person who we have promoted as legitimately the bane of the beast and have him lose to 1 F5? I I don't fucking understand it. Like, it's still... I thought I'd be over it by now, especially with the fact that Joe has looked stellar since then. The fact that we have this huge match coming and Joe actually gets a second chance, that to me is great. But my God, I cannot let go of that ending. It angers me. A DQ would have worked. A double countout would have sufficed. Something, anything would have worked much better than what happened. But this match is going to be fantastic because this gives room for those that don't have the cardio to continue to go for a 20 to 30 minute match to take a breather. I'm afraid it's going to be Reigns gets put out somewhere and he can't compete for a little while, then he comes back in. And I'm also afraid it's going to be one of the last triple threats that had Brock Lesnar in it. Lesnar's going through a goddamn table, and there he will lay for the remainder of the match until he comes in and F5s two people, German suplexes, quote, unquote, people, and then gives an F5 and then pins somebody. Probably goes over Joe again, because we can't have Reigns lose. I'm heartbroken. I just am. I'm afraid that it's just going to be more of the same. Or even worse than more of the same is the change that they're going to give us is going to be similar to what they did with Jinder Mahal. Like, what kind of build-up do we have with Jinder Mahal? It's pretty obvious he's losing the belt, and it's also pretty obvious it's going to be that pinnacle of his career when John Cena beats Ric Flair's record. I mean, you know it's going to happen before Cena retires. And the sooner it happens, the sooner it's probably going to be that Cena retires. Which is not necessarily a good thing, but you just know it's going to happen. But the thing is, he's going to go over Jinder, I'm sure. And then what's going to happen to Mahal? You know, is he going to continue to be the failed experiment and we just wash him, sweep him under the rug like, meh? We're just going to, meh? Or does he continue to get some kind of other push for something? And does Cena win it just to have Baron cash in and take the belt off of him immediately thereafter? He gets the notoriety of winning, but it doesn't matter because he lost the belt again afterwards. I mean, I can't say it doesn't matter. It totally matters. I mean, it's a big deal, and nobody's done as much for this business within the last decade as John Cena, like, admittedly. And he's a superstar, and he is the face of the company, and has to get treated as such. I'm just so tired of the potential burials that come at his hands. Like, I don't know if I said it on a podcast or what recently, but I know I've said it. I'm going to say it again. He's the shovel. WWE is the dirt doing the burying. John Cena is the shovel that puts the dirt onto the body. And speaking of bodies, he gets to take on Shinsuke Nakamura this week. Number one, this is a marquee match and probably should have been saved for something pretty big. And another thing, we're really just going to stop all of Shinsuke's momentum right fucking now. Because the way I see it is, there's one of two things that can happen. One of two things that can happen that can get this match thrown out and get it turned into something that's not that's not harmful to either person. That's interference by Baron Corbin or Rusev. Rusev is probably one and done with Cena because we've seen that feud a bunch of times. We really don't need to see it again and again and again. Likewise, how many times is Baron Corbin going to try to do stuff to screw over Shinsuke? Why would he care at this point? He lost the feud this last week. He lost his match. It's done. It's time for him to think about what he's going to do with that briefcase. So there, I've given you the logic to counter it and the counter logic to how they can make it so that neither one of these men has to be pinned. Otherwise, somebody's got to get beaten, and it's not good for either of them. Cena just coming back, probably not going to lose. I don't care if that match takes up the entirety of the 2 hours of SmackDown. It's not going to be enough. It's still going to be a, yes, Shinsuke is popular. Yes, Shinsuke is all crazy hyped up. Yes, Shinsuke is charismatic. He's good in the ring. He's good on the mic. He's good all over the place. He is a superstar. But he ain't no John Cena. I mean, I have no doubt that Cena would do the job, but I don't think he's going to do the fucking job this time. It's too soon. Plus, this is leading into his potential to get his title back for the 800th time. So, naturally, he's not going to go down. It's frustrating. It's maddening. I'm looking forward to SummerSlam. I'm looking forward to SummerSlam weekend because that's the next NXT in Brooklyn 3. God, am I fucking stoked for that. I'm also excited for the Mae Young Classic. Like, I'm looking forward to that. I'm interested to see a lot of the ladies that they've got coming from all over the place. And it's good because the women's divisions on both shows need some help because there basically are 5 people per division. And we can actively look at how many of them are actually going to, like, can actually be considered main event players. We can actually look at that, and you can count how many of them on, one hand. And it's unfortunate because I would like to see more talent. The problem is where do they pick, where do they pick the talent from? They have to pick it from this, which is great, and that's why this needs to happen. The problem is you're not going to see it until the end of August. WWE needs to work on their 50-50 booking bubkiss and stop it. They need to end that. They need to start taking all of the goddamn titles and making them mean fucking something. Yes, you've given The Miz the Intercontinental belt, and he's got himself the de-evolution, the quote-unquote Miz-tourage. That's fine, and that's good for them to back him up. The problem with that is, now he's going to be in a bunch of multi-man matches, and it's not going to matter. The title has not... This is what happened when Dean Ambrose was in the Shield and he had the U.S. title. He didn't fucking defend the goddamn thing, because he was always walking around doing 3-man shows with the fucking Shield. What in the actual fuck? I mean, he had the title for a long-ass time, but he barely ever defended it. Not to mention, who the fuck is gonna, who's gonna challenge him for it next? Who do we think is going to be, who gets the next shot? Because we need to end the feud between him and Ambrose. We just do. Although it looks like they're gonna start up a feud between Ambrose and Rollins. So good news. The problem is this almost looks like Rollins might have been going for the Intercontinental title, and that, to me, doesn't really work because Rollins is main event. I mean, he's on the fucking cover of the game, for Christ's sakes. He is so over. And there's no reason for him to go for a mid-card title. I'm not necessarily against it. I think if anybody was going to get the title and bring some fucking prestige back to it, it would be him. Because he wouldn't have a bunch of people backing him up. Wouldn't have a fucking bunch of cronies that he's working with. There wouldn't be any of these marital disputes that would fucking get in the way of it. It would just be, I'm going to challenge so-and-so, or so-and-so's going to challenge me, and we're going to wrestle for it. And it's going to be great. Because I put on 5 goddamn star matches. And that's what we need. That is what John Cena did with the US title, which has now been... I mean, we're playing fucking hot potato with the goddamn thing back and forth between AJ Styles and Kevin Owens. And that's annoying me because these two are fucking money. 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 So then why in the fuck are we taking 2 people who have super main event talent and are like some of the best things to happen to WWE in the last 10 years? And we're just gonna flip-flop them and give them a mid-card belt to tussle over. AJ Styles needs to be in the main event picture, and Kevin Owens needs to be having legitimate feuds. Not things where he turns into a total crybaby the entire time. Like, he needs to be legitimate. He needs victories. And he needs to win. He needs to win often, and he needs to win well. But then again, so does AJ. AJ needs to win often, and he needs to win well. He has been, which is great. But his back and forth with his fucking title is no good. Put the title on somebody, put that on Ty Dillinger. Let him develop it and develop himself and everything like that. Let's do the necessary stuff there. There's no goddamn reason for it to be on guys who should be main eventing. You want to put Cena up there, that's fine. Put Cena up there, but AJ needs to be up there. Kevin Owens needs to be up there. Shinsuke needs to be up there. Baron Corbin needs to be up there. Leave the mid-card title for the mid-carders. We don't want main eventers fighting over the goddamn mid-card title. It's lunacy. Yes, I get it. That's going to put a little bit of prestige back on it. Okay, I appreciate that. But a mid-carder could benefit from it. I realize now, backtracking, I never said that New Day won that match to win the belts. I was too busy gushing over the fact that the match was great. That's a bit of a bummer. I feel like a bit of an idiot. But it's okay. If you've made it this far, I'm sure it wasn't that big of a deal for you. Alright. Well, I need to start thinking of more topics, and we're getting into a point where there's going to be bigger and better things going on in the wrestling world, so I plan on actually having guests. There's going to be a week where I'm going to be house sitting, and for a good chunk of that, I'm probably going to be doing some kinds of podcasting with people throughout it, because it's a great idea. I like to have people on. I work well with other people that I can bounce my shit off of, and they can volley back at me. Just sometimes it doesn't work. You know, conflicting schedules, people having lives, unlike me. But that's okay, because in the end it all works out. I gotta get back into my consistency with this. I gotta remember that this is fun. The company may suck, the product may be getting damaged beyond belief, but I am fine. And as such, I will continue to put out this absolutely subpar podcast that all four of you love so much. Shout out to Matt for actually, kind of kicking me back into gear with it, because when he messaged me and was like, what happened? Where's the podcast been? I was like, oh, shit. Yeah. I'm bad at this. I was being consistent week in and week out, and then spicy nuts happened, and I fucking gave up. I was angry. As you could tell by the last rant that I left on here. But it's okay, because anger is good because it's what fuels the podcast. But fun does too, so I'm kind of hoping that some more fun stuff actually fucking happens. Like more stuff from New Japan, because G1 is amazing. Goddamn Kenny Omega, Okada, Michael Elgin, pretty much everybody in the Bullet Club except for the fucking Young Bucks. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be the one with the unpopular opinion. I don't like them. They are far too spot monkey for my taste. Too much. Just too much, man. When your finisher happens 3 times during the match, not because you want, or not because you can't pin the person, but because you choose not to, and you have to do the finisher outside of the ring too, plus you're fucking doing super kicks all over the goddamn place. Oh, I just had a thought. Now time for my final thought. I think I'm actually going to, I'm going to hit you with a top 5. I'm going to hit you with a top 5. Yeah, I'm going to hit you with one of my top 5 lariats. Ha ha! That would make a terrible sound. So, top 5 lariats. Number 5, Homicide. Just YouTube Homicide, like ROH, and find shots of him doing a lariat. His lariat is amazing. Amazing. Number 4, The Rainmaker by Okada. Seriously, look that shit up. So good. So good. I mean, it's a short arm clothesline, so it's kind of a bit of a loop. It's not necessarily the, what it could be with the running and the bouncing off of the ropes and stuff, but I still like it. Number 3, hate this man. He is an absolute cunt. But the clothesline from hell. That should be called Homicide, because that killed people. You had no choice but to take it properly, because he ran through you. And he was big enough to do it to pretty much everybody. Number 2, another bit of a loophole, The Burning Lariat by Kenta Kobashi. Look this shit up, folks. I'm giving you gold. Make sure you YouTube all of this, because it's good. Again, The Burning Lariat was a bit of a thing, because yes, he would do some great lariats throughout matches, but this one where he'd grab you by the back of the hair and then just murder you with it. So good. There's a reason why it's number 2. And number 1, The Western Lariat by Stan Hansen. You may remember Bacon bringing this up, and yeah, again, YouTube. Just YouTube lariats. Just watch people get clotheslined out of their boots. It's a good time. It'll make you feel better about yourself, because you'd be like, you know what? I'm not getting that, so I guess it ain't all that bad. So that's a top 5. An honorable mention will go to Super Dragon. He does one called the Bloodletter, which is pretty much the Burning Lariat, but it's still, and I have to give it to Kobashi because, originator. Mind you, there's guys over in Japan like Ishii, he's got a fucking brutal lariat. There's a lot of people that do a lot of lariats, especially in Japan. But Like I said, just find videos of it. Just look it up and love it. Because it's awesome. It's one of my favorite moves. It's the finisher that I always wish I could have done, but I don't know if it was the people taking it or if it was my inability to do it. I think I was too afraid to hit people near the neck-chin area, so I'd always swing low. Sweet lariat. And hit people in about nipple height. And it's not where you hit people with clotheslines. I mean, you do if you want it to look like shit. Well, this has been real. This has been fun. But it hadn't been real fun. I kid. So for now, I'm going to bid everybody adieu. And I'm going to say that I hope everybody has enjoyed themselves recently. I hope everybody else is excited about SummerSlam as I am. I hope you're all looking forward to things. I hope you find a way to watch G1 or New Japan G1. Any way you'll do, because it's awesome. Now, keep in mind, every single day of this tournament, this is a round-robin tournament where they gain points based off of wins or draws and things like that, and the points obviously determine, the outcome in the end, which is an interesting idea. It basically means everybody's got to wrestle everybody at least once, and I enjoy this. What I don't enjoy is the fact that we also put these people in multi-man matches beforehand. Like, this guy's taking on this guy, and then this guy's taking on this guy. So we get them in a tag match against each other with an extra person in there just for it. So you kind of got to ride out the fact that there's a bunch of multi-man tag matches and 5-mans and 8-mans and 10-mans and 2-mans and no-mans and woe-mans and before you get to the actual tournament matches. So keep that in mind. All the matches are good, but I can go without the possible throwaway tag matches, honestly. So, yeah, seriously. New Japan, YouTube a bunch of lariats, and I hope you have a good night, or day, or morning, whenever you end up listening to this, assuming you listen to this. Please, for the love of God, listen to this. I'm sorry I went away. I'm sorry, baby. It'll be different this time, I promise. I'll be around more. I'll pay the support. I'll pay attention. I'll pay the piper. I'll pay anything that I gotta pay. I'm just doing this now because I like going pay. It's popping the pop screen that I don't have. Well, you know what we always say. You don't have to gig because we cut deep. Especially when I go ahead and say that I think that JBL is a cunt and he needs to get fired. But it's actually okay because Mauro Ranallo is back. He's working on NXT, the better show, with the better commentary team. That's not fair. Corey Graves is awesome, and I wish he was still on there. He's like the best thing about Raw at this point, besides Samoa Joe and Bray Wyatt. Okay, so I'm your host, as always, Mr. NSFW. So to everyone, good night and good luck, and I look forward to bitching about things that no grown man should honestly bitch about for an hour sober in the future. So until next time, goodbye, everybody. I've got to go.